Yeah, so that's funny because let's talk about the father figure saying "I love you," and I think a lot of guys out there can resonate with this. So, when I was growing up, you never heard that, hardly heard that. So I would hear it from my father once a year, and it was New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, my dad would always give us hugs. Hey, I love you, boy, and I was, oh, I love you, dad, and I always look forward to that. And I realized that when I became a father, like, hey, man, I don't I never heard that a lot, so I'm gonna make it a point to try and do that opposite. Try to do the opposite and try to say I love you a lot. So, when Keone was first born, like, oh, heart was hard. But now as he gets older, and now with my other son, especially my other sons, like, I love you, son. Hope you know that I love you. You know what I mean, like that. And so I think a lot of guys out there can resonate with that because nowadays, sometimes, like Keone was saying, I think a lot of people throw the word love around a lot, like love you, my brother, like love you, love you. Okay, that's cool. I get that. But it's that genuine love, bro. The genuine love you have for your sons, your daughters, your wife, your parents. So definitely was different back then, Gavon, about using the word love, or even like, I'm proud of you, son. Oh, bruh, that's major. Like, if you ever got one like that when you was growing up in our time, you was the king. But nowadays, I try to use that a lot, but sparingly, because I don't want it to be like, I don't want it to lose value. Yeah, I don't want it to lose value. So when I say I love you, and okay, boy, I love you, but and so when I say that, like, I really, really mean it. Yeah. What do you think about that, Gavon? What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's a good point that you talked about throwing that word love around. I see it like when we watch TV shows, we watch talk shows and whatnot. We see certain celebrities say that to a guest that comes on. And I'm like, and a lot of times I'm thinking to myself, I even talk about it with my wife. It's like, God, did he really mean that or what? Like, I literally think that quite often because I do notice that, like you said, even online too, the whole idea. And I can honestly say, like, for me personally, if I don't really feel it, I ain't gonna say it. you know, that's me. Like, I kind of, everybody think that love is an
Yep.
abstract thing, and I don't know.
Yep.
To me, love is like if you genuinely care about somebody, about their well-being, about how well they're doing. You want to text them, just like, hey, how's it? How's things? You doing okay? To me, yeah. And then sometimes there's different degrees, right? Where sometimes you have even a stronger connection to the person because you know them for such a long time, like you and me, Maka. We know each other for forever. Yeah, I feel the same way, actually.
And you can say I love you without saying I love you. Like, for example, how you, boy? You ate? Like, that kind of stuff. It's like, that's one Brada's way, one Hawaiian's way of saying, bro, I love you. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think throwing that word love around kind of too easy nowadays, which I get. I mean, it's good to have love. I'm not against it at all, but like, it's that genuine love that we're talking about, from a father to a son. Yeah.
That's true, man. Well, like, in general too, usually guys, they tend to use their actions rather than words. Yeah, they talk about the 5 different love languages. I forget what that book was, but you get the words of affirmation, acts of service,
Yep.
gifts, um,
Physical touch.
physical touch. What's the last one? I forget the last one.
I don't know, but I know food helps.
Hey, right there, bro. If you
Right.
gotta know,
Right.
Polynesian men were known for
Yes,
doing
sir.
most of the cooking in the house, and when a father cooks for their boys or their children or even the wife, whoever, that's a lot of love in that, man. Without even saying it, just that action alone, you gotta know there's a lot
my,
of
my
love.
dad would always say, like, oh, hey, dad, what are we eating? What he would tell me, whatever. Oh, what get inside there? Lots of love, boy. Lots of love.
See, your father exuded it, bro. Oh man, there was this one question that was, uh, I was thinking about asking you guys. I don't know why. So, this whole idea about being agreeable and agreeing, I think nowadays, okay, so I'll share with you an example. So, hi Kenten, hi. Oh, let me open this for you, okay? my son came in. Hey, no worry, Kiai, my son over here, he hungry too. So I gotta open up one pack. What you want?
See, that's acts of love right there, brother. That's act of love, feeding the boy.
I know. Hey, how come this thing? What happened? Okay, here we go. Yeah, I gotta find the opening. Like, say hi. He ran away. Okay, go ahead. Okay, don't drop it now. Okay. Okay, go ahead. You're gonna eat. I guess you're gonna eat over there. Um. So, like, this whole idea about, in order to like somebody, you gotta agree with them. Back in the days, I didn't think it was that big a deal. Like, you see people talk about politics, I feel like it was no problem having these disagreements. Like, even just like regular conversations. I remember being with my family and parents and just hearing people go back and forth about, this party says this party say that, and it'd be fine. Now it's like decisive, where if you don't agree with me, we cannot be together. We cannot like each other. We cannot love each other. There's no relationship. I cannot be with you anymore. I feel like it's more decisive now, more distinguished now. Yeah, what do you guys feel? You feel like it's worse now, or is it just me?
I think, I mean, I've only been here for a little bit, but yeah, even in my life, I think it is getting more like that. Like, I feel like just people are more sensitive nowadays. Like, not saying it's a bad thing, but like, I just kind of see it. Like, and yeah, when it comes to politics, now it just feels like a lot of people are just way more undecisive and not agreeing with each other. And when two people don't agree, I've seen a lot of cases where like, well, our friendship is done. And I'm like, oh, it's kind of crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, what about you, Maka?
Yeah, agree with everything that was said, but I think, social media, I think that those things have brought out, like, not the evil, but just the differences in people. And I think that, like, yeah, you would say, like, oh, take a topic like abortion, take a topic like family marriages, take a topic, anything to do with the government or whatever like that. It's so political now that everybody, if you not on my side, you the enemy. And it's so divisive, like it's dividing us. And I think that's by design. I think a lot of people are trying to just break up a family unit. I think they're trying to break up families, trying to break up communities like that. So yeah, it's tough. I see it out there. You vote one way or you think one way, you are the enemy, bro. It's crazy nowadays. And it's hard because the Polynesian men are getting involved too. I see that happening. I see guys throwing up their flags, throwing up their colors or whatever like that. And I'm like, that's unfortunate, because in the long run, I don't know if any of that matters, brothers.
Yeah, that's a good ending to that point, what you just said. I don't know if any of that going any of that is going to matter, because we all under
Yeah,
one, right? We're under
yeah.
one person, one
Because you
God.
think about the big picture, and you think about big picture, and the end, when we all there, but at the gates, right? We're all there at the gates.
Yeah,
Does that even matter? Yeah.
yeah. No, that's true, man. So how do you deal with disagreements now? How do you folks deal with that at work, at home, in everyday social life? Well, what do you guys do to deal with disagreements and solve them?
I say for me, it's kind of like a game. Like, I don't know, I like learning from people and just talking. And so a lot of times I try to learn their side of the story, try to understand, and maybe if they talk more about it, I might think that their side is correct or like more right than mine. So I'm always trying to learn more and get a full piece of the puzzle, because maybe I'm just so focused on my side that I'm not even looking at the other side. So that's kind of how I attack it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of times, like, there was this message I wrote on my board at work, and it said, what am I wrong about that I feel that I'm absolutely right about? Because, like, yeah, you said, like, wow, there's pukas or holes in the way that we think. There's things that we cannot see. There's stuff that we don't know. So being willing to listen to somebody is probably a good way of trying to get through that. First of all, we got to make sure we see the other person as what? A person. Their own person, just like us. They get their own needs, their own thoughts, their own experiences. We got to figure out first. They're coming from that point of view for a reason. Let's hear them out. The problem happens when people can talk and they start getting violent, or they start elevating things. That's where the issue is. But if we can just remain calm, remove the emotions out of everything, and just state the facts, then we can get through some of this conversations that probably have to happen.
Yeah. And just initiating those conversations too is key as well. Yeah. Like people talk about that quite often. Like, you know, this whole idea about racism and prejudice and how certain things don't exist. It's like, yeah, just initiating those conversations. I remember there was this one picture that I saw on somebody's office wall, and it had to deal with truth. And I don't know if you guys probably seen this. So it was a picture of this cylinder in the middle. Yeah, a cylinder. And then on the left side of the wall, there was a hole in the shape of a circle. On the right side of the wall was another hole, but in the shape of a rectangle. And on the bottom, you see these two guys saying, "Hey, you gotta put the cylinder in that hole over there because it fits in that one." But then the other guy, the other angle is like, no. It has to go in a rectangular hole. But the reality is the cylinder, it can go in either one. Oh, what? Go ahead. What was you gonna say?
No, because in reality, it fits. She go fit inside. So I never seen that one, but that's interesting to hear that, brother.
Yeah, I gotta go find that image and go post them. I thought that was really cool. But this,
There's no time.
what? Oh, yeah, you want to say hi? Go say hi.
She is on time. She's ready. It's wasted.
Yeah, so this is the future, man. The future generations of Kanaka that's gonna be here, man. Kiai, and this is Kenton.
That's awesome. That's awesome. How you, Kenton?
You, Uncle Maka and your cousin Kiai over there. What? What's that? What you eating? What are you eating? You're too busy eating. Cannot talk. Yeah, go eat. But yeah, man, it just you know, all these conversations that we're having now, and thinking about how is it gonna be for our boys, you know, for Kiai, for Kenton, for Kaisen, you know, and the rest of your sons too. What is life gonna be like for them? That's probably the main thing that drives me to do stuff like this and just try to be, you know, better at everything I do. Try to remain positive. Trying to, you know, work as hard as I can, which I know you're doing too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like you're right. Like the next generation, you know, our job as fathers is to prepare our boys for their time. Yeah, for their time when they're ready to go. And so when we're gone, Gavon, like when we're gone, you know, they're the ones that could be taking control of the world and our islands and our communities. So we got to make sure we raise our boys to be good men, to be great men, because they don't the heads of their families, brother. You know that, brother. The family is the biggest unit that you know, that God put on the earth for us. That's how we're going to raise our families. We raise our families so we can raise our communities, so we can raise our countries. So it starts at home, bro. It starts with fathers and sons, bro.
I want to ask you this, Maka. How many times, because I tell this to my sons a lot, like a lot of times I see them do certain things, make certain mistakes, and I'll scold them pretty hard. And then, you know, sometimes they cry, sometimes they don't. And I tell them, like, look, the reason why I'm telling you this, I don't want you doing things like this because you gotta understand, I used to make those mistakes. I don't want you to be like me. I want you to be better than me. Does that sound familiar to you, Maka?
I would rather ask Kiai because you know, a lot of times I'm like, okay, bro, don't buy you learn. But yeah, we think about that, Kiai boy.
Yeah, there's this thing they always say to us. They say like, "Oh, the pot is hot." So like, basically the story is like, "Oh, there's a pot on the stove, and they know it's hot. They put it on the stove, and like, you know, we're just like theoretically we're over here trying to touch the pot, and they're already saying like, we already got burned. Our hands are already sore. Don't touch the pot." But a lot of us nowadays, we still want to experience the same things, but if we can learn from the mistakes that the pot is hot, we won't touch it, we'll move on, and then that's how we get better through the generations. Yeah.
Bro, that's awesome that he was listening to me, Yavon. That's awesome that he was listening.
Good job.
Because yeah, he's like, I mean, because I mean that's as simple as you can get. But hey, the pot is hot. Don't touch the pot. And sometimes you gotta touch it, and then you're gonna learn. You're gonna burn your hand, and sometimes you can learn from other people's mistakes. So don't make the mistakes we did, yeah, Yavon. Don't make the mistakes we've made. So you can get further than us, yeah.
That ties in real deeply into that one example you said in the last session. I like it, bro. We talked about laying the rope for the future, right? Like coming out of the crabs in a bucket, climbing out, you know, we're climbing out with the rope, but we got to make sure the rope is available for the generations future generations coming up and showing them how to climb too. I better start learning how to climb. I don't know how rock climb, man.
Or at least we gotta learn how to tie the rope.
Oh, dude, see, I'm in trouble because I went quit scouts. Yeah, you went scouts.
Rodriguez, I know how to tie knot.
A little bit.
There you go. What was that, Ki? Go ahead.
No, just went scouts a little bit.
Me too. I went quit at Weeblos. I quit when I was 12 because my father said, okay, you're doing a lot of stuff. You're doing martial arts, you're doing sports, you're doing scouts. You gotta quit one. And I was like, okay, yeah, I go quit scouts. So I don't know how to tie knots, but my wife tie knots better than me. Oh man. She tie knots better than me because her dad was on Scoutmaster as well, or something like that. Oh,
and that just goes to show that father is a huge part, bro. Huge part of our society, bro. Especially Polynesian faunas, bro. We gotta be solid.
Yeah. Thanks for answering that question I had earlier too about agreeing. Just because that's this is something that I've been noticing a lot lately, is just people not maintaining their relationships or maintaining the connections because of this disagreeing. And I'm grateful personally that my wife is like that. I mean, oh my gosh, like believe me, if people had to agree to each other, know to love each other, my wife and I would not be together. Guarantee. Because there's so many disagreements that we've had, but the one skill that especially Kia you brought up is being willing to just sit down and listen to the other person's point of view and be willing to learn. I think that's key, is like trying to be a lifelong learner is a huge thing. Not just learning as in academics, just going through books and reading books, not just that, but just learning from experiences, learning from people. I especially like that, that's part of the reason why I made this channel too, because I get to talk to brothers like you, hear your mana'o, your point of view on things, and I get better from that. That's honestly another reason why I would say that's probably one of the selfish reasons why I made this channel, was to get other Kanakas mana'o like this. So yeah, man, it's been helpful for me too, bro. Hopefully it's been good for you guys too.
Yeah, bro. I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, Gavon, because I saw that video about why you made this channel. It was touching, bro, because there's so much of us going down the wrong way, so much of us going down the spiral, and not only we got to be good examples for each other, but also for our sons. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Fire.
Yeah. My son was over here like bugging me for food, so I'm probably going to end the session. But before we go though, any other last things you guys wanted to say? Because we still got quite a bit of time, but I know I needs me. But anything you guys want to say? Mention, advice, whatever, anything.
I just want to say thank you and I appreciate you for having us on. And it's pretty cool that you started this thing. It takes a lot of courage and like thought and details to try to figure out all of this. And it's because you just have the love for the people and just love for everybody you care about. And everybody can see that. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, just keep it on. And everybody listening, just keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Big time.
And I appreciate you, Gavon. Thank you so much for putting this on. Thank you to Keone boy for sharing your manao over here. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Right here. It's the future leaders of Hawaii, folks. You're looking at them. But yeah, so thank you for coming to this episode of Hawaii Kaika, everybody. This was a cool one. I appreciate you guys coming out here and taking that time to do this, both of you.
Yeah.
And yeah, you agree too, yeah?
Oh,
Okay, tell everybody bye.
bye.
Ahuyo. Ahuyo.
Hello, folks. See you
Aloha.
again next time.